You guys know that thing you do when you act more confident than you feel? Some people call that being fake, but anime's greatest characters call it winning.
You had your way with those other two, but let's see how you do against the world champion!
There's a moment in almost every anime where someone is insanely outmatched, and unfortunately there's no power-up coming, nor is there any backup on the way. In other words, they're pretty much cooked. But instead of accepting it, they open their mouths and start bluffing.
If you want to put an end to this and win this fight, then you're gonna have to kill me now.
And it works. I've been thinking about this a lot lately because some of the coldest moments in anime have nothing to do with power. No overpowered transformation sequence or dramatic awakening. Someone with absolutely no business winning, staring down another person dead in the eye and talking like they've already won. And somehow the other person believes them. So why does that work? Like actually scientifically, why does confidence trick the human brain so effectively? And I'll tell you, neuroscientists at UC Berkeley ran a study on this. Turns out your brain processes confidence and competence through almost identical pathways. So when someone acts like they know what they're talking about, your brain literally cannot tell the difference between that and them actually knowing what they're doing. You're simply just wired this way.
My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I'm gonna beat every one of you!
Confident people get followed even when the confidence has absolutely nothing behind it, because our hardware doesn't have a filter for it. Anime figured this out a long time ago, and the best bluffers in the medium aren't just funny, they're exploiting a real glitch in human psychology. So let me walk you through 3 levels of bluffing, and by the end you might realize you have been bluffed a few times yourself. Level 1. The survival bluff. Let's take a look at Usopp. Every single life-saving lie this man tells comes from the same place. That he's about to die and his mouth is the only weapon he's got.
All my men and I are ready to fight to the death! Turn back now if you value your lives!
He's shaking while he says it, his knees are literally knocking together. And the wild part is, he kinda sells it anyways. Some might argue he's a good actor, but I say that desperation has its own kind of conviction. When you genuinely believe that lying is the only thing between you and dying, something in your voice kinda changes. It gets a little louder, a bit faster, more specific. Start adding details that nobody asked for because in your head, more detail means more believable. Usopp didn't say a lot of guys or an army, he should have said 8,000. I feel like that specificity is what sells it. And also this keeps happening. Alabasta and his lobby Dressrosa, where he accidentally becomes a literal god to an entire population because one desperate lie landed exactly at the right time. Usually, most bluffers in anime enjoy it. Part of the swagger. Usopp on the other hand is mostly just terrified, like he'd rather be anywhere else. He even invents the alter ego Sogeking just to cope with how scared he is of being himself in a fight. And somehow, that makes the bluffs land harder, because there's something real underneath that lie. My guy is brave, he just doesn't believe it yet. So the bluff becomes this weird bridge between who he is and who he's pretending to be. But every time that lie works, that bridge gets a little bit shorter. You don't need to necessarily feel confident to project confidence. You just need to be more scared of what happens if you don't. Level 2. The identity bluff. Reigen Arataka.
You're in luck! I, Reigen Arataka, shall accept this job!
If Usopp bluffs to survive, Reigen bluffs as a lifestyle. This man wakes up every morning just to choose to be a fraud. He runs a psychic consultation business, yet has 0 psychic ability. His entire operation is a middle school kid named Mob, who actually has powers, and Reigen just kinda takes the credit.
When you reach my level, you get so crazy strong you end up melting everyone around you during a simple exorcism. That's why I ask you to take care of the weaker ones.
Really? If you say so.
His special techniques are throwing table salt at ghosts, giving people massages, and photoshopping spirits out of pictures. He even named one of his moves Cheeseburger Tornado, which is just a spinning uppercut that he copied from a kid's TV show. And the funny thing is, his clients leave satisfied pretty much every time. Perhaps it's because Reigen understands something that most people never figure out. Half the time, the problem isn't real. So that means the solution doesn't need to be either. When the problem actually is real, that's what Mob is for. But a surprising amount of time, it isn't. Someone comes in worried about ghosts, maybe they just need someone to take them seriously for 20 minutes and give them a shoulder rub. The man charges people for exorcisms and delivers therapy. Still works though. But Reigen's bluff does have a cost that Usopp's doesn't. There's an episode where he goes on live TV and gets exposed as the fraud in front of the entire country. And he has to sit there while his entire reputation just crumbles. And in that moment you realize, oh, this man has been terrified the whole time too. He just kind of hid it better. This iconic author named Kurt Vonnegut wrote something in a book describing Reigen's entire problem in one quote. "We are what we pretend to be, so we must be careful about what we pretend to be." Usopp knows he's faking it. That's the key difference in my opinion. Reigen has been faking it so long that some part of him forgot where the performance ends and the person begins. At this point, he's bluffed himself, and when the mask comes off, he genuinely doesn't know who's underneath. The identity bluff solves the confidence problem, but it creates a different one, and at some point, the bill comes due. Level 3. The combat bluff. Or as his fellow contemporary philosopher said, don't play the odds, play the man. I can't think of anyone who would fit these quotes more than my man.
It's Joestar. Joseph Joestar.
This dude fights the way a poker player plays cards. He doesn't try to be stronger than his opponent, but he tries to make his opponent think he's already figured them out. And the signature move, your next line is,
Next you'll say, you bastard, how could you have possibly known where they were?
followed by the exact words about to come out of someone's mouth.
You bastard! How could you possibly have known where they were? Ah!
That's the purest form of combat bluffing in anime. I feel like half the time he's just guessing. So how does he do it? Firstly, he reads the body language, then counts on predictable emotional responses, and then delivers the prediction with so much confidence that even when he's slightly wrong, the opponent is just too shook to notice. Jojo doesn't need to actually know what you're gonna say. He just needs you to believe he knows. And once you believe that, you've already lost because now you're just second guessing every move you make. Sun Tzu said, victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. Jojo's version of that is just telling you what you're about to say before you say it. The fight's over before you realize it even started. So Jojo beats the Pillar Men, basically ancient beings who had thousands of years of combat experience. Let me emphasize that he won not because he was stronger, but more that he turned every fight into a performance, a show. Running away, using the environment, pulling tricks out of nowhere, narrating his own strategy out loud to mess with their heads. The combat bluff is different from the survival or identity bluff because it requires you to enjoy the chaos. Usopp hates it, Reagan just tolerates it. Jojo lives for it. He's having the time of his life while running from it in the mortal Aztec god of fitness, and his enjoyment of it, that clearly almost annoying visible joy, part of what makes it work. Serious fighters tend to follow patterns, which means discipline is predictable, but joy isn't. Every single one of these characters walked into a room where they were outmatched, and instead of folding, they opened their mouths and started capping. Some of them were scared and some of them were having the time of their lives, but all of them understood the same thing. That confidence, even fake confidence, even desperate last-second confidence with nothing behind it, it can bend reality in your direction just long enough for it to matter. Your brain can't tell the difference between someone who knows what they're doing and someone who believes they know what they're doing. And if you're honest with yourself, you've probably been on both sides of that. Anyways, watch this. Your next line is, I need to subscribe to this channel, wasn't it?